Today our topic is sensor reading. Today I'm explaining problem statement. In an IoT based weather monitoring system, sensor continuously collect temperatures and humidity data from in various locations. These sensor readings often transmit as common separated strings must be processed efficiently for different operations needs. Some operations require modifying the data structures as detecting, removing invalid values or converting units. In this case, a multiple data structures like a list is other operations involves logging or achieving of data without modification, where an data structure like a tuple is preferred to prevent accidentally changes. The changes is designed to design a Python program that accepts a sensor reading as a common separated values from the user or system, process the input using string manipulations technologies to filter over invalid data, so dynamically selected and augment data structure based on whether data modification is needed, applies read wall data processing technologies such as detections and unit transformations when modification is required, justify the choice of data structures used for storing or processing the sensors data. The goal is compare the use of list and tuple in the real world and how the nature the operations involves the choice of data structure. Thank you.
Myself, Kavanatti, I am going to explain the flowchart. Shut. The program begins to execution here. Input sensor reading as comma separating string. The program proposes a line of texting that looks like that is seriously numerical reading separated by comma. As user chooser operation modifier analyze. At, at the point, the user decides whether they want to modify the raw readings, apply the calibration offset, analyze the raw readings, statics like minimum, average, or maximum. From the year flow splits parallel paths, modify path, convert list, and apply modification and output modified values and end. Thank you.
My name is Jivita. I am going to explain code explanation. Program overview. This Python program processes IoT sensor data, temperature and humidity readings by dynamically selecting either a list or tuple based on the need for modification. It takes raw sensor data as a comma separated string, cleans and values the readings and applies operations like anomaly detection and unit conversion. If modification are required, example filtering and transforming data, the program uses a list. If no modification are needed, a tuple is used for immutability. The program outputs the processed data and justifies the choice of data structure. First one, trace sensor data input string str. Purpose converts a comma separated string of sensor reading into a list of valid floating point numbers. How it works? The input string is stripped of leading and trailing whitespace and then split by commas. Each element is stripped of extra space and attempted to be converted into a float. If the conversion succeeds, the value is added to a list, otherwise, an error message is printed and the value is ignored. Process reading. Purpose processes the sensor reading based on the modify flag. How it works? It modifies is true. If modify is true, the readings are processed as a list, allowing for modification. Anomaly detection is performed by excluding readings above the certain threshold, example 100. Valid readings are scaled by the factor. If modify is false, the readings are processed as a tuple, ensuring immutability. Third one, display readings. Purpose display the processed sensor readings and justifies the choice of data structure used. How it works? Prints the processed readings, provides an explanation for using either a list for modifiable data or a tuple for immutable data. Fourth one, main function. Purpose serves as the entry point for the script. How it works. Promotes the user for sensor readings and whether they wish to modify the data, processes and display the reading accordingly. Thank
I am Anjali. Now I am explain output of this code. First, user is promoted to enter temperature readings as comma separated by values. You can take any values like 87, 54, 33 as we take examples. Then user asked whether we want to modify data or no. If they want modify, reply with yes. Next, since modification is needed, program switches to modification mode is enabled. It uses list data because in Python lists are mutable to change data. If users don't need to change data, reply with no. It uses tuples because in Python tuples are immutable. Uh, since no modification is requested, it tuples are stored data. Data processing. If input is 87 was stored, the tuple, since it has single value, program likely had 0.0 as the default second value for displaying temperature, like other two outputs are displayed. Thank you.